Okay.
All right, so look, welcome to the Abundance Conversations. This is just like, yo, honestly, it's not, I'm just so used to being like, oh, welcome to this show. But this is really just a conversation that, Amina, so Amina, the first lady, and I are always having conversations. And they're really good conversations. And we actually even just joked about putting cameras around the house so we could just talk about stuff on the fly. But today, I want to talk about is uh being for the culture, right? Could you really be for the culture? Is that an egotistical thing? When somebody say they're for the culture, is that being egotistical, right? And so just kind of giving context, just giving context is today, Juneteenth, right? Swizz Beats just announced, Swizz Beats and Timbaland just announced that they are in partnership with Elon Musk to distribute verses on X, right? Twitter X. The caption, as a matter of fact, I'll read the caption, right? Because it's like it's starting to get they just announced it, but it's starting to get like mixed review, right? And so and this is where the context comes from, right? So there's a picture of Swizz Beats, Elon Musk, and Timbaland on his timeline, and it says life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's official. Versus is back and 100% black owned again. Let's give the people what's been missing. We will also be building new entertainment businesses on the X platform. Who should we first kick off the show? Let's go. Right. Full story in our link.
Oh, that's a
Right.
good one. Yeah.
And so a lot of people have been, like it's been some mixed reviews, right? And I think that my question was like, man, Elon Musk is a polarizing individual. He says what he feels. And lately there's been some borderline racist things or things that are not for the black people. In fact, he recently liked a post, a quote or a post on Twitter about black people killing black people, right? And so I guess if you want to, can you give some context? I know I'm doing a lot of talking. Can you give some context around my thought process and how we got here?
So, before we get in, not before we get into that, I do have a question though.
Yeah.
You said that he liked a post about what, black on black murder, black on black crime.
Yep.
But what was the post saying? Was it celebrating black on black crime?
Let me see if I can find it. Right. Let me see.
Because the last thing you want to do is give out some misinformation.
Yeah, I get it.
Context of what he liked is very important.
Black on black tweet. Let's just see what it says.
Was it like a Klan post saying, "Oh, great, they're killing each other"?
Yeah. I don't. Oh, 10 hours ago. There we go. Okay. So Elon Musk under fire over response to insanely racist tweet about black homicide rates, right? And so let's just see. Elon Musk is facing backlash after amplifying a tweet with a false claim about black homicide rates. So on Monday, June 18th, Musk shared a characteristic response to a post claiming there was a significant increase in the number of black people killing white people in America in the decades since 1950s. It's true that things have changed since the 1950. A user with the handle I/show shared, the 1950s, black killed about 600 more whites each year than whites kill black. Now, blacks kill nearly 15 more whites each year than whites kill black.
Oh my God.
Elon Musk expressed his amazement at the post, replying with an exclamation point and highlighting the tweet for his 197 million followers on the platform. Right. And so Elon Musk's response attracted backlash from angry users, furious he would amplify such a post. This is so insanely racist, one person wrote. This kind of stuff is why I'm trading in my Tesla SMH. Elon has went full racist, another person wrote. Look what this responds to. A third person said, quoting Musk's post, if Hitler had a Twitter, Elon would be under every tweet saying, wow, very interesting.
Okay, wait. So
So Elon Musk failed to clarify the figures, review any sources, consider any possible nuance, and perform any due diligence before responding. Alleged disparities in homicide rates between races are often used as misconstrued by racists to promote the bigoted idea that black people are violent by nature.
selective outrage is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Right? Because he didn't say anything. He just put exclamation marks and liked it. I'm not done. I'm just
Okay.
asking for clarity. That's what he did. He put
Yeah.
exclamation and
Yes.
he pressed like.
Yeah.
And that's the rhetoric that followed. You know, he's a racist, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that he's not a racist.
Right.
But it just seems odd that the anger is not more towards the person that posted it.
No. The reason why the anger is not towards that person, just for clarification, is because if that person has 100, you know, if the person has 100 followers, or even 1,000 followers, even 10,000 followers, it's not that big of a deal. The fact of the matter is that Elon Musk highlighted it, right? So it's almost like saying somebody with a bigger voice retweeted something for the world to see. There is a level of responsibility there, right? Because Elon has 197 million followers, and so all right. So it's almost like this. You know what this is akin to? This is akin to our brother Kyrie Irving reposting a book, right? Reposting a book, right? And the same reason they gave to him
that he needed to apologize and pay a fine,
right? Pay a fine and all that stuff was because in what they were saying was that he was highlighting this book to more people than to more people, right?
Right.
And because he has such a big platform, they were saying he has a responsibility to not highlight certain things to a mass audience.
We did not agree with that, right?
So
collectively we didn't agree with that.
No, so we didn't agree with it because we did not feel like it was like what Kyrie was sharing was something that was highly researched, so that people should have had the opportunity to see this and make a decision for themselves, right? They were calling the book anti-Semitic, but it was a highly researched book, and so yes, we didn't agree with it, but the fact that it was still researched, the fact that it was
same elements apply, right? You got to give people the opportunity to do the research themselves, right? But it sounds like for some reason we don't trust that whoever's reading this is going to do it. Like we're automatically thinking the negative, because I'll tell you what I first thought.
Yeah.
That and which is why I asked, was it just exclamation points and was any words confirming that? Yeah. Because what if that was just a reaction of shock, right? He's a person just like us, right? And I'm not trying to defend him in any way. I'm just trying to give a different perspective. Elon is a person just like us, regardless of how wildly popular he is, how wildly rich he is, innovative, blah, all the things. What if he just read that in his first human reaction? He's not thinking, oh, wait, I got a responsibility. The average person is not thinking about that. No celebrity, at least I think, is not thinking. They're just reacting as a human being. So
Right.
maybe he read that and was like, wow, that's insane. And just put the exclamations,
Right.
the way people are responding, it sounds like they're making it seem like he intentionally did it to incite some type of race riot or something. Like how you get all that information from some exclamation points.
Again, it's like one of those things, like, you know, and again, I'm not saying that he is a racist,
Right.
but I think that highlighting, information that may not necessarily be true is problematic for somebody who has that big of a voice. That's all, right?
Okay.
But that's not
Mhm.
even
Right. That's not the point of this
that's not even
conversation.
the point, right?
Right.
The point is that because and this is not the first time he's being called a racist. And so in full transparency, I really don't follow what Elon Musk says.
Hmm.
And so I cannot tell you why people believe he's a racist.
Yeah.
Right. But there's been a lot of conversations around him not caring for real about the Black culture. Let's just say that.
And my response to that is like, who cares, right?
So
Because
and so
I'm
I
not,
know
I'm
and
not.
so no,
Yeah.
but I know that he's been very
Mhm.
vocal on DEI stuff, affirmative action stuff,
Mhm.
and a piece of it, because I and I don't mean to cut you off, but a piece of it is around what he is Black culture still pandering to him, in what it feels like, people supporting Tesla, people buying Tesla, making it popular, people still on X, on X, um like it's almost like like, if you have these feelings but you're having these conversations on a platform of the person is who you say you don't like, what's the point in that?
You just said that he's having these conversations on the
Not
platform.
he,
Oh,
but people.
the people. Right, right, right. That was the point that I was about to make. Right. That was exactly the point that I was about to make because I'm like, well, if it's such a problem, right? Why are the people still utilizing his products? Right. We live in Georgia. I remember when we first moved down here, you couldn't turn your head without seeing a white Tesla.
Right.
They were everywhere. I thought they was on sale. And we know that the majority of the people out here in the city are African American. So who you think was driving them
Right.
cars? So we
This
still support it. So then what's the problem?
here's the main question, because we keep stopping before we get the main question out, right? The main
Mhm,
question is really around this announcement that Swizz Beats and um Timbaland and Versus partners with
mhm,
Elon Musk to make this
mhm,
announcement. The
mhm,
conversation that you and I have, and this is the conversation I want to have, is around um, fan base, right?
mhm,
Because right after, and I don't think it's a coincidence, but right after, um, the announcement, Isaac Hayes, right, who
mhm,
owns fan base, posted a something with him on the Breakfast Club, like literally, as we're having this conversation, like this is fresh off the press, like the whole versus thing, like it just happened, right?
mhm,
And literally an hour ago, right? Literally an hour ago, um, Isaac Hayes was talking about fan base, and really talking about hold on. Let me see if y'all can hear this. Capital. Wait, hold on. Can you hear it? I agree with you. It's the stupidest thing in the world when I see people saying things like, I think Elon Musk is racist and I don't like Elon Musk. But you're saying it on X, you idiot. Right. I mean, building black wealth is one of the things that, we have to really focus on. And the fastest way to build wealth moving in the future is technology. And so if you're going to get mad at Elon Musk and yell at him on his platform, that doesn't make sense. So there has to be alternatives. And we've never been here before. Again, I say this all the time. Fanbase is really one of the first of its kind where we've never seen a black founder start a social media platform. From the bottom up, I spent my own bread to build this thing. We scaled it up. We raised capital. And so now I want to give people an alternative because we also have, the ability that people own this platform. We have over 15,000 investors that have invested in Fanbase, that have gone to Start Engine. They own shares in the company. And we got to build this black wealth, or we're going to be customers to our own creations. We will never have a seat at the table at all. Right. And so what started our conversation was me coming to you and saying, I wonder if Isaac Hayes was not the public face of Fanbase, would we support it faster, right? Because nobody knew who owned Clubhouse, right? But all the celebrities and influencers were behind Clubhouse, and we grew that to $1 billion valuation, right? Fanbase came out like, yo, black owned, but that, I don't know, it feels like it's backfiring because at the end of the day, and I don't know the nuances, right? But why like it would make sense if you're Swizz Beatz and Timbaland and you're saying this is 100% black owned, why not go with a black owned social media platform? Like it would be, and again, I don't know the nuances, so I'm not saying this as a matter of fact, but to me, from a, like, I don't know if Twitter or X could do, or yes, it has more users, right? So from a distribution standpoint, it has more users, so Versus can reach more people, but Fanbase also has the capacity to have just as much users as a Twitter. So imagine if Versus was exclusively on Fanbase. Like, I don't know. What's your thoughts?
So just going back to your first question, if Fanbase was not presented as a black owned and founded entity, would it have grown? Absolutely. And I think that if he would have taken the same approach that Clubhouse took, right? Nobody needs to know who you are. Have all the celebrities jump on. The masses are going to follow the celebrities anyway, right? Because they always want to know what they're doing. They want to be close to what's popular. Have all the celebrities, all the influencers jumping on, and just make it about the platform versus it being about him being the first black founder of a social media and all that whole rhetoric, right? I think that was probably what got in the way of its growth. As horrible as that sounds, I truly believe that's what got in the way of the growth of Fanbase, because I've been on it and it's up to par with Instagram. Literally, like there's nothing lacking as far as I know. And I'm not the biggest social media person, but there's nothing lacking from that platform that would make you say, no, I don't really like it. Plus the added bonus of being able to monetize your space really quickly, right?
Yeah.
If we erased Isaac Hayes, if he would have stayed in the back and just put it out there as, oh, it's just this new platform, blah, 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 blah. And we got, because he has celebrities on there, we got all these people on there, blah, blah, blah. It would have skyrocketed, probably been, I would maybe not neck and neck with Instagram, but close enough.
Right. Especially when you think about like Instagram, who like lost a lot of his luster. Like a lot of people were like, once Elon bought it, a lot of people were like, yo, I'm not rocking with
no, not Instagram. Elon bought Instagram?
No, Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. So Twitter like lost his luster. So even once, he bought Twitter, people like it was an opportune time. And so it kind of goes to, the conversation that I really would, or not the conversation, but the thought process I really wanted to get out was, man, like, we've never really been in a room with billionaires. We don't know sort of like the nuances that go into these conversations. Because like Jay-Z catching flack over backing this $300 million school choice scholarship in Philadelphia that is backed by another billionaire that people are outraged about, saying that he sold out the culture, things of that nature. And it kind of begs the differ, or begs the question, are we, do we have this opinion about people and their partnerships with billionaires because we don't have access to them, so we fully, like, we're too low on the totem pole to understand like what it takes to really like negotiate or have those level of connections? Is it really about the culture, or is it about securing your legacy first, right? And you said something very interesting about securing your legacy, if you don't mind sharing.
I definitely believe that it's about securing your legacy first, right? The culture is and has always been a great marketing tool to secure others' legacies, as we've seen in hip hop, as we've seen in every brand you can think of, Cadillac, a lot of these hair, even for like in the beauty industry, a lot of these hair care product brands, they look like they are to some point created by Black people and part of the culture. And when you do the work, you follow the money, you'll find that they're owned by white people. So our culture is one of the best marketing tools to use to build wealth, right? And that's why what I was saying is that it's about building your personal legacy first, not about trying to be the savior of a culture.
Yeah. And so you connected it to like scripture though.
Right, right. So, and when I was connected into scripture, because in I can't say definitively I know in the Bible, I know in the Quran that it teaches us to make sure we leave behind inheritance for our children's children, right? And you can't do that if you're focusing on the masses, right? And that the importance of that is that if you're working on that legacy from the inside, it has more longevity than it would if you go out to the masses and try to help the culture, because it's more personal, it has greater value, and there's just a stronger emotional attachment to the mission of that legacy if you build it from the inside out versus the outside in, right? Think about it. If you focus so much on the outward culture with the goal of impacting the culture at the masses. And what are you doing? Hoping that somebody that you impacted carries on your legacy? No, that's not how that works. That's not how it works. They'll continue on and get motivated enough to do whatever it is that they want to do. But what you were trying to do is going to die at some point or get lost in translation. So I compared it to that family of military vets, right? If you know a military family, and I don't know if it still rings true today, but I know when I was growing up, if you knew a grandfather that was in the military, then his son was also in the military, and then his son was also going to the military too. It's a legacy thing, because there's some sense of pride of carrying on this message and being able to say, my granddad was a sergeant, I'm a sergeant, blah, blah, blah. Just like I brought up the Divine Nine, right? Those organizations are upheld strongly because families that got into it, they pass that down. It's a tradition. if your grandmother was a Delta, the expectation to the point is that you, to some point, I'm not gonna say everybody is like this, but you would likely, if you're a man, you're likely gonna marry a Delta and you're gonna want your daughter to be a Delta and blah, 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 all that family lineage, there's pride in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what upholds the organization. And that's why there's such a stronghold, especially in the Black community. One, we know they was created because they didn't feel like they belonged anywhere. So you got to create something that you feel like you belong to and you think that gives you power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just my point. It's like, I think that working on your legacy and making sure you build a strong foundation and a strong legacy from within so your lineage can carry it out to the masses has more impact than you trying to reach the masses.
And so, you know, I think my conflict, because I mean, when I heard it, I was like, man, that, you know, I mean, it's true, right? Because I've read it in the Bible, right? I've read it in the Quran, right? And it made me ask myself, well, is building your legacy, your individual legacy, more important or more godly? Let me not just say more important. Is it more godly? Is it more divine to build your personal legacy for your family than mass altruism, right? Because you think about the Marcus Garveys, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, like, who, you know, dedicated their life to mass altruism. But if you know, like I know, you know, unfortunately, Brother Malcolm didn't die with money, but he had a legacy, right? You know, Dr. King really didn't die with money either, but you know, has a legacy that's upheld. And so, but the legacy that's upheld is a human legacy, right? So that legacy is like, oh, it's a Martin Luther King Day. Is there a Malcolm X Day? There's no Malcolm X Day. Yeah, but either which way, we honor Malcolm X on his birthday, things of that nature. But nowhere in the Bible nor the Quran, right, does it talk about creating something
where your name is remembered, because it's just that their name is remembered, right? And one of your other questions is that egotistical? And you know, we've had these types of conversations for years, and I've always believed that a lot of our leaders were moving from an egotistical standpoint. It was Dr. King who kind of realized, oh snap, this is not the way. Let me go to building wealth and creating legacy from an economic standpoint. And that's what got him assassinated, right? Because the others, they get it, right? The others get it. They like, when you think about the Jews who do a lot of things that technically are against their religion, when you think about the type of things that's being done within the music industry, it doesn't match, it's not in alignment with what their religious beliefs are, right? However, personal legacy takes precedence. I have to build wealth to make sure my family is good so they can continue to own what we own. They have to be able to sustain this. That's why we still don't own nothing in the music industry, because they created that legacy on the inside so it won't be let go. It's not going nowhere. They're going to keep it because they worked on the outside and they wasn't trying to help the creative African-American community, the creative hip hop community, so that they could eventually own. No, that's just not, you know, that's not how it goes. You know, even when you think about the Arab culture, growing up in New York, they had a lot of the bodegas. Granted, they wouldn't serve pork bacon, but they still serve things that they wouldn't consume. Just like Chinese people, they serve things that they won't consume to build their personal legacies and make sure that it carries on and carries over and continues year after day. You still go in the hood in Brooklyn and you still want to see a Chinese restaurant. They're everywhere in every inner city impoverished neighborhood, right? So
ego is, so wanting to be remembered wanting to create things from a legacy standpoint that's attached to your name is ego based, right? And so
Absolutely.
and
At
so
least
and
I
so
think it is. I
yeah.
think it is.
And so if someone um if someone is trying to please God, let's just say that, right? Because this is abundance conversations. Abundance is our birthright. And we serve, we're slave to God, right? So if someone's trying to serve God and their best bet is to become the best that they could be and maximize their full potential, and that legacy will trickle down right to their kids, and ultimately be of service to mankind. Right? Is that what I'm understanding?
That's how I understand it.
Yeah.
Right? Because and again, what the other example that I used was JP Morgan Chase, right?
Yep.
That legacy was created on the foundation of really they had a mission of helping people financially, right? Now, what it evolved into is something totally different.
Right.
And yes, while we know his name, his legacy is still attached, that his family is still benefiting from that.
Yeah.
And it continues to carry on, and it's developed into, I don't know, how did they start as an insurance company? I don't know. Do you know the
No.
story?
I think JP Morgan I think they were like steel. There was something.
There was something like railroads or
Yeah,
something like
either
that.
railroad or steel or something like that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. And, yes, like I said, his name is still on it, but his legacy, his familial legacy still reaps the rewards of the financial benefits of that, which makes it able for them to continue to do business today. That was what, like 100 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
even the what was it? Fleet Bank, right?
Yep. Was providing
They started with slave
boats with
ships
slavery.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that legacy still lived, and I'm old enough to remember Fleet Bank, and that
Yeah.
family was still attached to it
Yeah. Yeah.
because they built from within. And as it may not start as the financial institution, but regardless of what it starts as, if it starts as you selling bracelets and evolves to you, like I was reading something the other day, like IKEA.
Yeah.
IKEA was writing pens. It may start as a writing pen, but you got to make sure you create something that's strong enough for the legacy to continue to go on, no matter how it evolves, or make them do that succession planning strong enough that they still hold on to the name,
Yeah.
even though it's now a department store,
Yeah. Yeah.
a warehouse that can then that family is still
Yeah. All right, y'all. So
developing.
listen, we want to get y'all thoughts. Let us know in the comments, right? Let us know in the comments. Should you be focusing with everything that we said? Should you be focusing on your personal legacy, or should you be focusing on the culture at large? Let us know your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. We cited the Bible, the Quran, the culture of what's happening with Elon Musk and Twitter and verses and fan base. Let us know all of your thoughts below. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's all we got. Mina, any last words for the people?
No.
All right, y'all. The views and thoughts of Amina, not just playing. Now we are one, so I stand, I stand wholeheartedly.
Well, listen, I know that I can naturally think way outside the box, and yeah, so my views are definitely my own.
Nah, we won. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But look, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all share. But definitely make sure y'all leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts. This is Abundance Conversations with Ash, Cash, and Amina. All right, y'all. Peace to blessings.